Hello and welcome. It's David from Online Wealth Now, where we're looking at how to learn, earn and prosper today by starting an online business. What I'd like to look at today is something a little bit different, but very important when we're going through periods of change or looking to take on a big challenge like starting a new business. And what I'd like to look at is the emotional cycle of change. So to start with, I'd just like to tell a little bit of a story and explore our emotions and how we feel when we take on a big challenge. So a few years ago I decided that I wanted to lose some weight and get fitter, and how I decided to approach that was by starting to cycle as well as watching what I was eating. After a few months of cycling, I started to look at what could be a big challenge or a goal. So it was about goal setting and looking to try to achieve something. And a big milestone when you're cycling is to do a century ride, and that's going for 100 miles. So I built up to being able, in my mind, to do 100 miles by going 25, 50, 60, starting to get my body and my mind ready. Now, I have now done 5 or 6 100-mile rides, but when I do them, there are similar emotions every time. So to begin with, there's that initial excitement. There's thinking about the route. There's checking the bicycle over, making sure all the gear's ready to go. And then there's getting on the bike and starting to pedal and thinking what a great day it's going to be, all the things you're going to see, and the excitement of challenging and pushing yourself. Then maybe 20, 25 miles in, it's a bit of a realization about what you've taken on, what you're aiming to achieve, and the amount of effort, physically and mentally, you're going to have to put in to deliver that result of going 100 miles. So at this point, you start to have a mental battle. Should I carry on, or should I just do a shorter ride and turn around, go home? I can sit on the sofa, I can read a book, I can do something else and not push myself, not meet the challenge. So at this phase, starting to have those first doubts, you're starting to have those first doubts that you can deliver the goal you've set yourself. Then a bit later into the ride, and this is somewhere usually for me just before halfway or just after halfway, so around the 40 to 60 mile mark, and you're really thinking, oh no, what have I done? Now when you're at this point, there's really no point turning around, because it's as far to carry on with your route as it is to turn around and go back the way that you started. And this is a really tough period. Your body's starting to get tired and your mind is battling against your body and saying, why did we ever start this? But I'm so far from home, we've got to carry on. As you go on, or as I go on, and I get to maybe the 75 or 80 mile mark, some optimism starts to return. Okay, I'm not feeling too bad. Look, we've got so much behind us. There's not far to go. There's not far to go. Sorry about that just popped up on the screen. There's not far to go now. We're really getting there. We can do this. And there's that belief is starting to come in. And then finally, when we get back home, there's that real yes, I've done it. I've delivered what I set myself, that target. Now the reason I'm talking about this today is because in my journey, where I am now, I'm going through a lot of different emotions. I was made redundant. Instead of going out to look for another job, I'm going on the path of setting up this online business. As well as learning the tools and techniques about the how or what business I want to go into, I've also been reading some books to develop myself and try to improve myself. Now, one of the books I'm reading at the moment is called The 12-Week Year. And I got to some pages last night when I was reading this that made me think of things like going for a bike ride and when I face new challenges and how this can make us feel. So I felt I wanted to share this with you guys and give you some value, because mindset is as important as the method. And if we're not there and ready to do things in our mind, whatever the tool, whatever the system, whatever it is, we're not going to deliver. We're not going to do it. We could give up, we could quit. So let's take a look at what I found. And also just here a few notes on how change makes us feel. So if we ever want to do anything different in our lives, if we want to improve them, we have to go through change. To go through the change, we have to apply ourselves mentally and sometimes physically as well, like in the cycling example I've given you. And all of this change creates emotions within us. So this can be whether you're starting a new business, whether you're starting to go out running to improve your fitness, whether you're just embarking on a diet because you want to lose some weight, or maybe you've bought a new home and you're looking to renovate it and improve it before you move in. In any of these kind of endeavours, these projects, we can go through this cycle of emotional change. Now, if we've got an understanding of the emotions we're going to face, I believe we're more likely to stay on track and deliver the change we desire. In this slide, we can see the emotional cycle of change represented graphically. So we've got emotions over on the left, time along the bottom, and then 5 points on the line. Below the line, that's where we're not feeling very positive. We're in the land of pessimism. And then above the line, we can see we're more optimistic, we're more confident. So I'll just give you a moment to have a look at that graph, and then we'll move on to the next slide. So stage 1, uninformed optimism. So these are exciting times. We're getting a real rush of excitement about all the possibilities. We all know that feeling when our mind is buzzing, we're energized. We don't think about other things. The thoughts, the excitement keep coming back to us. And this is where our mind is dwelling and spending time. In some part, this is because we don't know what we don't know. It's a time of innocence, and absolutely anything is possible. And all we can focus on are the benefits, the end result of where we're going. We spend our time brainstorming and thinking about what we want to create and what we want to achieve. Let's move on to the next slide. So now we're coming on to informed pessimism. We're starting to learn more about what it entails to deliver this change. Our excitement begins to fade a little bit. There's a little bit like on my bike ride where I'm 25 miles in and I'm starting to think, do I really want to do this today? Shall I just go home? We're starting to forget our daydreams and we're back in reality. Our feet are back on the ground. We're thinking, is the cost and effort of striving this change really worth it? And our mind is starting to toy with us, and it's looking for reasons to abandon. the plan change, what we've set ourselves up to achieve. Let's move on to stage 3. We're in the valley of despair. This is like the halfway point on the bike ride. This is our lowest point in the journey. We're at rock bottom. We're feeling a lot of discomfort and confusion. And we can't even remember the value we ever saw at the start of our journey. Is it better to stay where we are, how I am? It's not so bad. Now, this is a time when a lot of people will throw in the towel, give up and quit. It's when we give up on our diet. Oh, I just want to eat the foods that I want to eat. Oh, I don't look so bad. This weight's okay. Let's move on. It's going to get better. So now we're coming on to informed optimism. We're becoming more positive because we're fully aware of what it takes to make the desired change. And we know and we believe that we're able to do it. Slowly our habits are changing and we're adapting to this process of change. And also we're starting to see our first results. So we need to take this positivity and run with it and continue to take action and execute consistently. These are the important habits that we need to form as we go through this stage. Let's look at the final stage, stage 5. Success and fulfillment. Congratulations, we've done it. We're experiencing the benefits of all of our actions and all of our pain. Confidence is really high, and every success, everything we deliver adds to this. Those things that challenged us just a short while ago are now becoming routine and habit in our daily way of working. What we need to think about now is, what are we going to do next? What I'd like to do now is just go over a summary of my thoughts and impressions, what this all means, and perhaps how we can apply it in different situations. So as I said at the beginning, if we're prepared and we're aware of our emotional states when we go through periods of change, then we're better equipped to attain the desired outcome. Also, if others have achieved what we seek to achieve, we have to look at ourselves, our commitment, our application, and not immediately doubt the possibility that we can achieve success. It's all too easy to blame the tools, the method. We need to know ourselves well, make sure we're applying ourselves correctly. Something to keep us going when we're in the valley of despair is having a clear vision of where we're going. And we can revisit this and use this as a tool to help us push on and stay motivated through these challenging times. Also, it's important to have a support network. Whether this is people doing a similar thing to you, so for example a diet club, and have a coach and or mentor who you can lean on, seek support, just vent, or ask those questions that you feel are blocking any progress at this point. Thank you very much for watching today. If you got value from this, please comment any journeys you've been through, how you've felt, or tools that you've used to help get you through. Hit the like button and please subscribe so you can continue to follow my journey on my online business. So once again, it's David from Online Wealth Now, where you can learn, earn and prosper today. Signing off. I look forward to seeing you all soon in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.